Well, hello everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to Bow Valley College. It's great to have you here on campus today. My name is Michael Crow. I'm the Vice President Academic here at Bow Valley College, and it's an honor for us to host Minister Doug Schweitzer's announcement today. To begin, I want to acknowledge that Bow Valley College aims to uphold the intention of the numbered friendship treaties from the perspective of Indigenous peoples. We also remain collectively accountable to respect Indigenous peoples' legal and inherited rights, recognizing that we are all treaty peoples. Through our words and actions, Bow Valley College honors the traditional lands of the Blackfoot Confederacy, which includes the Siksika, Kainai, Piikani First Nations, as well as the Iahe, Nakota, Wesley, Chiniki, and Bearspaw First Nations, and the Tsuut'ina First Nation. We also recognize the connection and autonomy of the Métis Nation, Region 3, within the historical Northwest Métis homeland. We join all nations in celebrating the unique histories as we continue our journey on the road toward reconciliation together. Thank you. And now on to the formal part of today's agenda. In addition to Minister Schweitzer, I would also like to welcome, on behalf of the college, Damien Petty, President, International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, Local 212, Brock Skretting, Head of Advocacy, Keep Alberta Rolling, my colleagues, including faculty and staff from the Bow Valley College Center for Entertainment Arts, members of Bow Valley College's executive team, and anyone else who's joining us today. I would now like to invite Minister Schweitzer to the podium. Minister Schweitzer. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and thank you to Bow Valley College for hosting this really positive and exciting announcement that we're doing here today. And for all the media folks that are here, we're going to give you a little bit of a 2-for-1 because I also have a couple other comments on Alberta's economic recovery plan flowing from some news that just came out today, and I'll start with that. The Canadian Venture Capital Association just released its first quarter numbers for all of Canada, and Alberta broke another record when it comes to a tech and innovation investment in our province, with $466 million invested in the first quarter alone in Alberta. $433 million of that was in the city of Calgary. We've seen record deals with Neo Financial being the fastest growing unicorn in Canadian history, record investment in Alberta, with the city of Calgary running neck and neck with the city of Vancouver when it comes to venture capital deal flow, as well as the size of those deals. So it's no question why our economy continues to diversify and create so many jobs in the technology and innovation space across our province. And it's a credit as well to Bow Valley College for the programs they're doing in collaboration with Calgary Economic Development to provide those skills and upskilling opportunities for so many Albertans. So just wanted to lead with that because it's really positive news on Alberta's economic recovery. Starting here today with the film and television industry, I remember when we started the economic recovery plan strategy and development on how we could grow out further opportunities long-term for Albertans. And the one industry in particular that stood out for us was the film and television industry. We knew at that point in time that there was a huge industry in Vancouver and British Columbia. The province of Ontario had a big film and television industry. So we reached out to our partners in that space and saying, how do we grow this in Alberta? How do we make this a long-term opportunity for Albertans to make sure that we can highlight the beautiful scenery that we have, the amazing talent that we have in the creative industries for the long term? Because we had a long track record in Alberta of developing Oscar-worthy pictures, and some of them have won Oscars, but we want to make sure that we grew that for the long term. And with the changes that we made to the film and television tax credit, the industry delivered for Albertans, and they've brought 62 projects to our province. I'm going to highlight a couple of them because some of you will start to see them, or some of them have already been on TV, but some of them are coming right now. The biggest one obviously being HBO's The Last of Us, which has been shot almost in every corner of Alberta. You've had scenery at the legislature in Edmonton, downtown Calgary, communities from Canmore, Fort Macleod, High River, and so many other communities in Alberta. That one is the largest TV series in Canadian history, done right here in Alberta because we reached out to industry, wanted them to be here, and that we also had the talent to make that a reality. We've also had shows like Fraggle Rock. I outdate some of the students that are here, so they may not remember the original iteration of the Muppet Show, but Fraggle Rock was done here recently. And this one here, I had to be quiet about this one because I actually got to go visit the set. And I couldn't tell anybody about it because of the confidentiality around it. But the most recent movie in the Predator series called Prey was filmed right here in Alberta. The trailer just dropped this week. You're going to be checking that one out on Disney Plus and Hulu in the States. Again, I was always a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Get to the Choppa and everything else that went along with the Predator series. But that next iteration of that, or the next film in that movie series was filmed right here in Alberta. We also have Joe Pickett, Billy the Kid, Fargo, Under the Banner of Heaven with Andrew Garfield. That show, has the initial reviews on that, that could be an award-winning show. Again, all done right here in Alberta. Then we also had Guilty Party as well with Kate Beckinsale that was recently done in our province. So that is a laundry list of shows in the last couple of years that were the direct result of the film and television tax credit that we put in place in Alberta. That's because of the industry talent that's there and the collaboration that we had with industry to make this a long-term opportunity for Albertans. So it's with no hesitation that we see the demand for more talent, more students, more training. And it's really exciting to see the work that's being done here at Bow Valley College. You're going to hear a little bit more about their efforts that they've done and just the high quality opportunities that are here for young people in Alberta. Plus you're going to hear from Damien Petty from IATSE on their training efforts and how they're going to meet the demand of all of these growth opportunities across Alberta. On top of that, the good news keeps coming. On top of that as well, we're seeing people in the private sector invest in film studios in Alberta. You're seeing companies like Rocky Mountain and others that are taking taking commercial space and converting it. But we're also starting to hear rumblings in the private sector, and I'm not going to steal their thunder, but rumblings as well of bespoke, tailor-made, high-quality film studios being built in the province of Alberta. And that's a credit to the industry, the quality of the labor pool that we have here in Alberta, and the opportunities long-term. One last thing here. We're actually going to get to the announcement here today. I just get excited about this one because it's just been such an amazing success long-term. So the announcement from the government side is that we want to grow with industry. We want to be there arm in arm with you to make this a reality. Not only are we going to make sure we have the investments in our post-secondary institutions for skills, but we're also going to be there with the film and television tax credit. So over the next 3 years, we've increased the budget for this credit up to $225 million over the next 3 years to make sure that we can grow with the industry, be there to meet the demand. And the challenge that we always provide to the industry is this: don't see that as a limit. If you think that you can go bigger, you think that you can create more opportunities, bigger projects and bring them into Alberta, we want to see those projects, bring them to us. We believe, however, that this is going to be enough to allow us to grow with industry over the next 3 years, but we want to see them shoot higher, shoot bigger, and we want this to become a $1 billion a year industry in the province of Alberta. I think we can get there with a lot of hard work and the talent development. That's going to be key. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to turn it over to Damien Petty from IATSE with his next comments, and he's all about talent and developing it here in Alberta.
Thank you, Minister. Quite right. We've seen massive growth. There has been over 30% growth in terms of the talent that joined the industry in the last year. The Minister talks about opportunities, and I really think it's appropriate that we're here at Bow Valley College today because they have 3D animation and modeling courses, and that is an area where our industry in Alberta can grow in the area of visual effects, digital animation, and post-production. And we see a government that's committed to grow an industry, and we want to work with them. And there's a lot of opportunity. The projects keep coming in. In the foreseeable future, we can see 18 months down the road that we will continue to be busy. So something's going very right, and there are opportunities now for us to further expand on what we already have. So I'm happy to be here today, and I'm excited about the courses that are here at Bow Valley College. We have partnerships with 6 post-secondary institutions in Alberta, and we're committed to continue to try and find ways that people can have careers right here in Alberta rather than have to move to Vancouver or Montreal or Toronto. We've got it right here. We've got increased investment, and we're expecting the pattern to continue. Thank you, Minister, and I'll be available for questions after. Now I'd like to turn it back over to our MC.
Thank you very much, Damien. Thank you, Minister Schweitzer, for your exciting announcement. And your enthusiasm for this is infectious. And, and it's exciting for us here at Bow Valley College, too, to not only be part of today's announcement, but also to be supporting this important and growing sector here in our province. We're really grateful for the opportunity that we have to partner with the government of Alberta, as well as with industry and other stakeholders, to provide that and develop that talent pool that we need to service these growing sectors. We're excited about the announcements and the news that you shared today, Minister. We're excited about the opportunities that this creates for our learners and for those who are looking to enter the labor market. And we're excited about the role that we get to play in that process as we provide training opportunities and develop that talent pool that industry is looking for. We believe that the horsepower is right here in Alberta, and we can help develop that talent to service the need that industry is looking for, including in this growing sector. We're standing in front of our Centre of Entertainment Arts today, which opened in January. We offer programming in 3D animation, advanced visual effects, advanced game development, and scheduled for fall 23 advanced film production. And we're certainly excited to offer this suite of programming to support this growing sector and the opportunities to diversify our economy right here in Alberta. Bow Valley College is well positioned to provide that talent pipeline to our province's growing entertainment industry, and we look forward to supporting the entertainment arts community well into the future. I'd like to now invite Brock Skretting, Head of Advocacy, Keep Alberta Rolling, to the podium. Brock.
Yeah, so film production continues to boom in Alberta. This industry diversifies the province's strong economy by spending in businesses in a wide range of communities, creating good-paying jobs, and promoting Alberta as the best place in the world to work, live, and raise a family. Thanks to our world-class crews, our diverse locations, our now competitive incentives, and unmatched quality of life, Alberta is on track to becoming a global hub for the motion pictures industries. And what does that mean, and what does it take to become a global hub? It takes collaboration. The unions and the guilds, Directors Guild of Canada, IATSE 212, ACTRA, Teamsters, all working together and individually to train the people to meet demands for these projects. Post-secondaries, like right here at the Centre of Entertainment Arts for Bow Valley College, training the next generation and providing an incubation ground for creatives to foster the industry and grow the industry, and also micro-credentialing for skill gaps into the industry. We're seeing collaboration with companies, private industries, investing into the province and into the industry with William F. White's MBS equipment and others building studios and providing equipment to the industry. We're seeing collaboration with organizations like Creatives Empowered, Warner Discovery Access, and the Counting Coup Indigenous Academy, making the industry more diverse and fair for opportunities of Indigenous peoples and people of color to enter the industry. And we're seeing that with our economic developers and municipal leaders throughout the province who are introducing film-friendly policy and embracing the opportunity that is this industry, using projects that shoot in their communities and areas to market themselves to the world. And finally, we're seeing that with a collaborative relationship between government and industry. Great consultation with stakeholders, creating panels and positioning positions to help foster growth. So thank you, Minister Doug Schweitzer, for your leadership and vision in championing this industry. Thank you to the Bow Valley College for hosting this event. Thank you to the staff at Jobs, Economy, and Innovation for dealing with the extra work that comes with success. It doesn't go unnoticed. And all the MLAs who continue to support this industry. So this continued support sends a clear message. This is Alberta's decade. If you're looking for opportunity, set up shop in Alberta. If you want a great value with great crews, come make your project in Alberta. And if you've moved away come back. We need you to train the next generation. So thank you. This is Alberta's decade.
All right, thank you. That brings us to the end of the formal part of our announcement and to the question and answer portion for media. We will start on the floor here. There is a microphone behind the row of cameras. And if media has any questions, we just ask you identify yourself and your outlet. And we've got time for one question and one follow-up.
Minister Schweitzer, Mike Symington, CBC News, Calgary. Hey, Doug, can't see you. No worries. Could you just further explain the tax? How is this going to work? So it's an extra $250 million to the tax credit system, and how will that work?
So it's an extra $225 million is the budget for the next 3 years for the film and television industry in Alberta. And every year as projects flow through, they become eligible for that tax credit. This current year is going to be set at $70 million, and then it grows in the out years as part of that 3-year package deal. So we want to grow with the industry. And as far as the eligibility goes for the tax credit, so for productions that are based outside of Alberta that come here to use our crews and use our landscape, the tax credit is set at about 22%. For Alberta-based industry, Alberta-led projects, it's at 30%. So we want to make sure we grow our homegrown film industry as well as attracting the big international projects as well.
How do we check the budgets of that so that we know we're accurately, that everything's transpiring correctly?
The one thing that I've learned about the film and television industry is that the accountants have an immense amount of say in where projects go. But that being said as well, as they want to be eligible for the tax credit here in Alberta, it goes through a robust vetting process where we review the receipts, we make sure that everything is eligible, spent in Alberta, because it really want to make sure when you provide that taxpayer-driven tax credit that's going to allow diversification in Alberta, you want to make sure that that money was spent here, that you got the economic benefit for Albertans as well.
Exactly. Thanks so much, Minister. One more question for someone from Bow College, if I could. Hi, Mike Symington, CBC News. Listen, CTSR has there's a program at SAIT for film. There's a program at the University for film. I'm really surprised Bow Valley's enter it. What made you choose? Do you think you're stepping on other post-secondary educational places?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Yeah, that might seem like redundancy initially, but what we're seeing in a growing sector, there's a shortage of talent right now across the sector, and so I think more training providers that are trying to fill that talent gap makes sense, especially given the growth that we're seeing in this sector right now. So not trying to compete at all with our colleagues across the province, but trying to add value by creating access for more learners in a world-class training facility to meet that labor market demand that we're seeing in the sector right now.
It actually, one more question for you. It actually is one of the highest levels of filmmaking now, green screen and this. Do you think you're up for it?
Yeah, well, you know what? Stick around. We'll give you a tour. We'll give you a tour of our facility. And we're doing some pretty world-class things here that we're really excited about. And this is definitely new territory for Bow Valley College, but we do think we're up for it.
Right on.
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent, thank you. And yes, for media in the room, we will be doing a quick tour of the center following the questions and answers here. And if you wanted to follow along, I believe you are invited. Any other questions on the floor here? I understand we have none currently on the line. So we'll just give a couple seconds here so everyone has a chance. All right. Seeing and hearing none, then thank you everyone oh, no. Operator, can you put through our first caller?
Yes, thank you. Rick Donkers, CBC Calgary.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. Mr. Schweitzer, for those who don't understand it, could you please explain why tax credits and not just outright money are so important to attracting film and TV?
So on this one here, I'm a lawyer by background. So when we went out and we structured the different industry strategies and the economic recovery plan, we wanted to go out and learn what's the biggest driver that's going to attract investment into Alberta. And the resounding feedback that we received from the film and television industry is that it's tax credit driven. So we wanted to make sure that Alberta had a competitive tax structure. And so that's why we made the tweak that we did to the film and television tax credit to remove the per production cap, because that was eliminating us from getting sizable projects into Alberta. The reason why HBO's The Last of Us is being shot right now in Alberta is because we made that change to the film and television tax credit to make sure we could compete with other markets like British Columbia and Ontario.
Do you have a follow-up, Rick?
I just have one briefly. You talk about the other competition from other provinces, but doesn't this industry, I'm thinking of places like Georgia, which has attracted a huge number of productions. Is Alberta now on a competitive level with those states?
Alberta right now is on a very competitive level globally when it comes to attracting significant projects into our province for film and television. The one thing I'll note right now, and this is why we put so much effort today into talking about the story of developing out talent, we're effectively almost at capacity for our ability to handle projects in Alberta. So for us to be able to take and grow this industry, which is what we want to do in our province, to continue to diversify and create long-term job opportunities for young people, next generation, as well as bringing people back into Alberta as well that may have left to pursue the film and television industry outside of our province. We want to make sure we grow here. We've got the right calibration right now on that tax credit, but the big driver for us to continue to grow is making sure we have the crew base here in Alberta that can make those amazing shows.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Damien here, Rick. I just wanted to add, you were comparing Atlanta to Alberta. There are some advantages here in Canada that Atlanta doesn't have. Currently, the dollar is a little bit low, and that's driving even increased demand. We have public health care here, so the health care costs that they pay to the crew are higher in the United States than in Canada. Canada in general is in a major growth cycle. So the opportunities identified today are right on the money, I think, in terms of what Bow Valley College is doing and what the minister is looking at for further areas of growth. So I think we have some advantages when we compare with our American counterparts.
Thank you for that perspective.
Yeah, and I just want to reiterate that the dollar exchange, obviously, on the tax credit gives Canada an advantage. So we're not just competing with provinces; we're more competing globally. But yeah, the quality of life aspect of Alberta and the most walkable paths or fourth most walkable paths in the world, and in Calgary, things of that nature, being able to go to the mountains or the foothills on the weekend. That gives a really good advantage, and also affordability of living for buying a house for crew and things. So we are now globally competitive, and that dollar exchange really helps with us. But the reason that tax credits help so much is that it is a globally competitive industry, and therefore we're saying yes, we want this money to come into Alberta rather than go somewhere else. So this gives us that edge. Thank you.
Thank you. I understand we have no further callers on the line, so I'll give another couple seconds just in case there's something in the room. All right, thanks everyone. Have a great day.